Hello and welcome to the next Lukozer PC game review video. And rather like the last video, I've really gone back with this one. Portal 2 is a game that unborn fetuses are more than familiar with. So surely you don't need me to go into too much detail about what it's about or not. But this is a review, so I guess I have to. This was the follow-up to, believe it or not, Portal. And unlike the first Portal game, this one isn't all about testing within a laboratory. You do actually leave the laboratory location and actually have to venture, well, not so much in the outside world, but you do to a degree. It is essentially a puzzle solving first person, well, I'll say first person shooter. There's not a great deal of shooting involved in it, and well, I'll explain that in a moment. So this game was released by Valve, who are not my favourite company, largely thanks to the Half-Life 3 or Half-Life 2 Episode 3 debacle. Anyway, let's get the game underway. What I'll do is start a new game, and well, you can see it from the beginning. Here we go. So while it is loading up, that is the remains of GLaDOS, who is the sort of main enemy in the original Portal game. Here we go.
You have been in suspension for 50 days. In compliance with state and federal regulations, all testing candidates in the Aperture Science Extended Relaxation Center must be revived periodically for a mandatory physical and mental wellness exercise. You will hear a buzzer. When you hear the buzzer, look up at the ceiling. Good. You will hear a buzzer. When you hear the buzzer, look down at the floor. Good. This completes the gymnastic portion of your mandatory physical and mental wellness exercise. There is a framed painting on the wall. Please go stand in front of it.
Where is it? There it is.
This is art. You will hear a buzzer. When you hear the buzzer, stare at the art.
Yeah, I think we can safely say I've done that.
You should now feel mentally reinvigorated. If you suspect staring at art has not provided the required intellectual sustenance, reflect briefly on this classical music. Good. Now please return to your bed.
Right. Now this is where things change somewhat.
Good morning. You have been in suspension for 9. This courtesy call.
Hello? Anyone in there?
Subjects should vacate the enrichment
Hello?
center immediately. Any test subject
Are you
non-emergent
gonna
from
open the
suspension
door
at this time
at any
will be
time?
assumed to have exercised his or
Ah! Ah! Oh God! You look good. Looking good, actually. Are you okay? Are you? Don't answer that. I'm absolutely sure you're fine. There's plenty of time for you to recover. Just take it slow.
Please prepare for emergency evacuation.
Stay calm. Stay calm. Prepare. That's all I'm saying. Prepare. It's all fine. All right. Don't move. I'm gonna get us out of here. Oh, you might want to hang on to something. Word of advice. Up to you.
I don't know the name of the person who does the voice of that thing, but he irritates the shit out of me.
Can you hear me? Hello?
He's done a lot of voiceovers in adverts in the UK.
Most test subjects do experience some cognitive deterioration after a few months in suspension. Now, you've been under for quite a lot longer, and it's not out of the question that you might have a very minor case of serious brain damage. But don't be alarmed, all right? Although if you do feel alarmed, try to hold on to that feeling, because that is the proper reaction to being told that you've got brain damage. Do you understand what I'm saying at all? Does any of this make any sense? Just tell me, just say yes. Okay, what you're doing there is jumping. You just jumped. But never mind, say apple. Apple. Okay, you know what? That's close enough. Just hold tight.
All reactor core safeguards are now non-functional. Please prepare for reactor core meltdown.
Okay, look, I wasn't going to mention this to you, but I'm in pretty hot water here. How you doing down there? You still holding on? The reserve power ran out, so of course the whole relaxation centre stops waking up the bloody test subjects. Hold on, this is a bit tricky. And of course, nobody tells me anything. No, why should you tell me anything? Why should I be kept informed? You know, about the life functions of the 10,000 bloody test subjects I'm supposed to be in charge of. Why? It's close. Can you see? Am I gonna make it through? Have I got enough space? Just gotta get through here. Okay, I just gotta concentrate. And whose fault do you think it's going to be when the management comes down here and finds 10,000 flipping vegetables? Alright, see, now I hear that one, I hear that one. Okay, listen, we should get our story straight, alright? If anyone asks, and no one's going to ask, don't worry, but if anyone asks, tell them as far as you know, the last time you checked, everyone looked pretty much alive. Alright? Not dead. Okay. Almost there. On the other side of that wall is one of the old testing tracks. There's a piece of equipment in there that we're going to need to get out of here. I think this is a docking station. Get ready. Good news, that is not a docking station. So there's one mystery solved. I'm going to attempt a manual override on this wall. Could get a bit technical. Hold on. Almost there. Remember, you're looking for a gun that makes holes, not bullet holes. But don't worry, you'll figure it out. Seriously, do hold on this time. Whoa. There we go. Now, I'll be honest, you are probably in no fit state to run this particular type of cognitive gauntlet. But at least you're a good jumper. So you got that, you got the jumping on your side. Just do your best, and I'll meet you up ahead.
Alright, there you go.
Hello, and again, welcome to the Aperture Science Enrichment Center. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties due to circumstances of potentially apocalyptic significance beyond our control. However, thanks to emergency testing protocols, testing can continue. These pre-recorded messages will provide instructional and motivational support so that science can still be done, even in the event of environmental, social, economic, or structural collapse. The portal will open and emergency testing will begin in 3, 2, 1.
Right, so there you see the portals which you walk through, and when you get the portal gun, which is what I'm heading towards,
Cube and button-based testing remains an important tool for science, even in a dire emergency. If cube and button-based testing caused this emergency, don't worry, the odds of this happening twice are very slim. Please note the incandescent particle field across the exit. This Aperture Science Material Emancipation Grill will vaporize any unauthorized equipment that passes through.
So this part of the game is very similar to Portal 1, because we're now going through the various testing areas, but it doesn't stay that way, although there is a fair way to go before
If you feel liquid running down your neck, relax, lie on your back, and apply immediate pressure to your temples. You are simply experiencing a rare reaction in which the Material Emancipation Grill may have emancipated the ear tubes inside your head.
As I was saying, you go through a number of the testing areas, including, of course, getting the portal gun. and the first of the puzzles is right here, which I need to try and remember. Alright, so grab the cube, piss off out of there. Alright, drop that for the moment. Now open this one, grab the cube again. The portal now takes us to another area where you drop the cube, leave through that portal. Now there's the exit is there, so that one, go through the portal again, and that takes us to
because of the technical difficulties we are currently experiencing, your test environment is unsupervised. Before re-entering a relaxation vault at the conclusion of testing, please take a moment to write down the results of your test. An Aperture Science Reintegration Associate will revive you for an interview when society has been rebuilt.
So unfortunately it does require loading at every single new location.
If the Earth is currently governed by a manner of animal king, sentient cloud, or other governing body that either refuses to or is incapable of listening to reason.
The humour in the game is
Hey,
actually pretty good. But
There should be a portal device on that podium over there. I can't see it though. Maybe it fell off. Do you want to go and have a quick look?
that's where the portal gun would be.
It's alright,
but,
no, go on, just have a look back. Oh! Hello? Can you see the portal gun? Also, are you alive? That's important, should have asked that first. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to work on the assumption that you're still alive, and I'll just still wait for you up ahead. I'll wait 1 hour, then I'll come back, and assuming I can locate your dead body, I'll bury you. Alright? Brilliant. Go team! See you in an hour, hopefully. If you're not dead.
yeah, anyway, so there is the portal gun. Now at the moment it can only fire the primary portal, which is there, but the secondary portal, well, there's the exit rather, of the portal, which takes us out of that area. Now we are no longer actually in the testing chambers, but I cannot remember. It has been a while since I played this.
Some emergency testing may require prolonged interaction with lethal military androids. Rest assured that all lethal military androids have been taught to read and provided with one copy of the Laws of Robotics to share.
Alright, so there's the exit there, so we just fire into that wall and walk into there. And now the exit point is still there, of course, so now you need to fire there and we walk out right
If you feel
next.
that a lethal military android has not respected your rights as detailed in the Laws of Robotics, please note it on your self-reporting form. A future Aperture Science Entitlement Associate will initiate the appropriate grievance filing paperwork.
And in later levels, so you then have the ability to fire 2 portals, so you can create your own entry point and exit point. And this is the core area of the game, is creating the portals
This
to get
next test
through.
is very dangerous. To help you remain tranquil in the face of almost certain death, smooth jazz will be deployed in 3, 2, 1.
So we have this played all the way through. Thank fuck for that. Anyway, so there's the cube. So stick that on the button there to open the door. So that dangerous test was really not that difficult, or at least that part of it wasn't. This one, I seem to recall, is a bit of a pain in the arse. It would be. So, we start by firing the portal there so we can get out there. We then fire another one so that we can now appear by the cube. So that's one of the buttons pressed. Of course you need both of them, and as soon as you set off, the door closes again. So, aha, there is another cube. So we fire that one, that appears right there. So now we can pick up this cube.
Great work.
And there we go.
Because this message is pre-recorded, any observations related to your performance are speculation on our part. Please disregard any undeserved compliments.
Alright. Looks like we have to go this way. Or not. This is where I sometimes get a bit lost because I can't remember where I'm supposed to go. There's the entry, well, there's a entry point for the portal. So let's create an exit point there. And now that entry point has disappeared. Where's the fucking entry point? Okay. I made that one a bit more complicated than I should have. Anyway, you get the general idea. I mean, the video is probably not coming out very well because I find first-person games, if you're watching videos of them, they can easily get a bit disorientating because...
If the Enrichment Center is currently being bombarded with fireballs, meteorites, or other objects from space, please avoid unsheltered testing areas wherever a lack of shelter from space debris does not appear to be a deliberate part of the test.
Because as you're only watching and not in control, it doesn't look particularly natural. I can't see where the entry point is. There. Now this is one of the more complicated tests, clearly. And to be honest, as all I'm doing is a video of a review, I don't really see the point in trying to complete it, largely because I've forgotten how to do it. I have completed the game twice now, but yeah, that was some time ago. So anyway, you got the general idea of how to play it. So my review then. Graphically, I think it still looks pretty good today. It's certainly stood the test of time well. Sound wise, it has its moments. It also has its bad moments. Sometimes the sound can grate with the you know, the humour in it. It doesn't always work. Although there are moments later on in the game, particularly when you get to the old test labs and you have the pre-recorded messages from the former owner of Aperture Science. They are done really well. But Wheatley, who is that like eyeball robot thing, he irritates the living shit out of you. And gameplay wise, and it's a very welcome twist on the whole first person shooter genre. It's not just going around shooting, it is puzzle solving, and it's, you know, it taxes the old brain cells. There is certainly quite a challenge there. So in that regard it works extremely well. So do I recommend it? Yes, I mean it's by no means a bad game, not in the slightest. It is a pretty good one, but it's one of those games where you need to think, and they don't seem to be all that popular with modern gamers, you know, actually having to think about what you're doing, especially in first-person shooters or first-person games. Most gamers who play first-person perspective games are going to be playing either Call of Duty or or Battlefield, and in those games, being able to think is not required. In fact, in those games, being able to think is largely discouraged. If you have brain cells, you wouldn't be playing those two games, to begin with. So, although it is a first-person perspective game, it's not a first-person shooter, and therefore it's not going to appeal to every fans of the first-person perspective genre. But if you want a first-person perspective game that is different, this is ideal. I personally don't think you need to have played the first Portal game to enjoy this, and I'm a pretty good example as to why, because I couldn't stand the first Portal game. I thought it was fucking shit, but I think this is great, despite the fact that it is the exact same gameplay. It's just the way that this has been implemented and put together is so much better than the very clinical and overall very dull way that the first Portal game was put together. In fact, the first Portal game almost plays more like a tech demo than an actual game, and whereas this is an actual game. There's no other way of putting it. So graphically, yes, it's great. Sound-wise, it's fine. Gameplay-wise, it's fantastic. So my rating for it would be, I'd actually rate it very highly. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. I think it does a great job and is extremely enjoyable. And these days it can be bought for next to nothing. It's extremely cheap. So if you are, the one person alive who has Steam but doesn't have Portal 2, then you really do need to address that, because it's well worth having. Okay, so there you go. Portal 2, 9 out of 10. Great game. So that brings this review to an end, and we'll see you at the next one.